Hello everyone, good morning, Namaste and Vanakkam. Today we are going to speak about leading projects at the unpredictable times. I'm going to give you 5 tactics which you might consider applying in your projects to still inch your projects forward in these unpredictable times. My name is John, author of 3 books on project management. I also work for a large pharmaceutical company, hence the opinion expressed here are solely my own and does not in any way reflect the opinions of the company. You can learn about me in my website mjohnrobert.com. Let's get on to the agenda today. Probably this is how we are all seeing ourselves today. So many options, we don't know what's going to happen. There is utter chaos and confusion what's happening because of COVID-19 situation. A project manager is standing in the middle of the path and then seeing what is going to happen to my projects. Is that how do you feel? At least is that how I felt. And this presentation is an effort in order to light a candle rather than cursing a darkness. Most of us relate to this square now. The unknown aspect is larger than known aspect. We are still trying to drive our projects and operations and business with this larger unknown aspect. Before getting into further details, guys, I would appeal you to follow the local regulations. Please follow the instructions. Please be careful. Projects are important, but life is more important than projects. This is a fantastic time to be a project manager, isn't it? You know why? Because project management is all about controlling chaos. Project management is all about navigating something when you are not having the visibility across the board. Project management is all about managing the unpredictability and managing the complexity. And in this situation, these are the 5 levers which we might use not only at this situation as well as when you ended up with a project which is of more complex in nature, you can use this. First and foremost is plan with a pencil. A pencil is coming with an eraser. You know why? Because whenever you write, an artist draws something and then it might go wrong and then he immediately rubs it off and then corrects it. So similarly, a project manager has to become an artist now. You have to carve out a plan which works for your situation now. And if that isn't going right, you have an opportunity to erase that and make that final adjustment. What is more important here in this situation is to be agile and nimble and be flexible according to the unfolding situations. So first and foremost, plan with a pencil rather than planning with a pen or a permanent marker or even a software. You might have a long-term plan which drives your entire team towards some goals, but for immediate thing, what you have to achieve today, this week, this fortnight, this month, plan with a pencil and anticipate a change in that and be ready for being agile and nimble. The second aspect is take 15 days at a time. You might have a visibility of next 15 days, work out a plan for that. And then when you execute that, then you will get further visibility of another 15 days. And again, work out a plan for that. So focus on 15 days, finish that and move on. Focus, finish, move on. This is the way in which you are going to drive a larger project, because whether you like it or not, you don't have a visibility for a long time. And third is over communicate. They say in real estate, it's all about location, location, location. In managing projects, it's all about communication, communication, communication. This is the time, guys, you wanted to communicate more. Over communication doesn't harm, but it helps your team to come together and work together in order to deliver your projects better. Have daily huddles, bring up the people together, and then communicate the passion with them, radiate the passion with them, and then make a minutes of meeting of every meeting, because all of us are working from home. We can't afford to have a slight gap in communication, because that might end up in resulting a disaster for your project. So over communicate. Focus on roots, not fruits. What I mean by that is the fruits are KPIs, your milestone adherence, your ability to deliver. But you wanted to really focus on that, you can focus, but is it feasible for you to still hit those targets? So that's why I'm saying focus on roots, which is about the human elements, rehumanize the process, focus on motivation of the people, be empathetic with your resources, be flexible in terms of achieving the project targets. And when you focus on the roots, the fruits will always come up. And then last is have plan C's and D's. Having plan B is no more adequate. You need to come up with additional plans. What I mean by this is you might have a scenario planning for your projects and then for your project milestones, for your intermediate deliveries. Have multiple levels of fallback arrangement available so that you are able to deliver the projects in accordance to your targets. We should have multiple backup plans for anything critical which is going on projects, because this is the time we cannot force fit any of the things across the globe, because the entire world is stumbled upon this pandemic. So have multiple scenarios for the critical tasks and then drive that. Having said that, guys, please don't take undue risk with yourself as well as with your resources as well as your project execution. However critical the business may be, the safety is much more critical than the business. We can actually pause the business for a while and then continue, but we can't afford to have an additional person infected because of the risk. Please have this in mind. And once again, please follow the regulations and advices which is being published by your community and your governments. Today's situation is really like this. It's like standing in front of a spiral staircase. You see only 10-15 steps ahead of you, and what lies behind that is something which is not very clear. But you can really uncover that provided you are ready to travel these 15 steps and then go to a different dimension and then see that in future. This is a very basic the spiral staircase project management which I have written in projects as well. Even in normal situation, what we see is, a few steps ahead of you. You focus on that and then you go through that, finish and move on. Then you get subsequent steps available. Then you focus on that and finish it. So you have the entire vision intact, but you deliver the project a step by step or a platform by platform. This is more relevant for today's situation where the visibility is really, really limited. Having said that, as I told, this is a time for us to focus on roots, not the fruits. There are a lot of KPIs. For some countries, this is a year end as well, and we must be working on setting goals for the next year. But today it's a situation for us to undermanage and start leading, focusing on the ownership, accountability, impressing upon people on what's in it for them, rehumanize the entire process, empowerment, autonomy, freedom to make mistakes. There are high level of risky decisions which we might take in order to completing some of the tasks. So we must give latitude for the people to make those mistakes, because there's nothing which is mistake proof now. Doing something with a high risk is also a strategy for us to push the project forward. Keep the team oriented towards the vision of the project, purpose of the project. increase the level of trust and synergy, and make the governance very easy. So management is about results and leadership is about causes that create the results. This is the time for us to focus on more of a leadership than the management. And that's how the shift happens between a manager to leader. Instead of focusing on being right, you do what is right for the situation, what is right for your project, what is right for your organization and the country. And that makes the process exciting and making the project team engaging in order to enhance the project performance. Hope it was a bit useful for you to drive your projects forward. These are the books I have written: Spiral Staircase Project Management, Project at the Rate of Relay Race, and Leadership Journey of a Project Manager. What's more relevant for today is Spiral Staircase Project Management. We spoke about it earlier, but guys, don't buy a paperback because physical dispatch of these copies may not be feasible by all e-commerce sites, but you can always download a ebook version or Kindle version. If this presentation as well as the books help you in order to have more empowerment for you and drive your project forward, that is my purpose of this presentation. Thank you for listening. You can always learn about my books and my passion and leave feedback in my website mjohnrobert.com. Thank you guys and keep safe. Comment here if you wanted to listen about some other topics on project management or general leadership. I'll be glad to host the next presentation on this.